What's up, guys? This is Chris from draftdashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Sunday, April 12th. These picks apply for the FanDuel simulated slates. And at the end of this video, I'll give you a few DraftKings picks for their simulated Showdown slates. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, real quick for those who don't know how these simulated slates work on FanDuel, everything works the same. You build a full lineup using the players available in the slate. The only difference is the fantasy points each player scores is a fantasy score from any game that player has played so far this year. Only players with at least 15 games played are in the player pool. Pretty simple, they just take a score at random from previous games that player has played, and that's it. So knowing how that works, we've added some tools to Draft Dashboard so you can see all the possible outcomes of scores from each player, and we show the percent chance that the player has to score in each point range. So pretty handy. You can hover over the Sim Scores button and see right here exactly what scores this player can get for this contest. It will be one of these at random. And then you can see what percent chance they have to score in these point ranges. Okay guys, remember, we have a daily cheat sheet for League of Legends, and you can access that using the LOL tab at the top of the site. And we're going to try to get you a League of Legends optimizer in there soon. Just hang in there. We're working on it. Okay, let's get into the slate. At the point guard position. Okay, let's get into these picks. Okay, let's take a look at the point guard position. I like Malcolm Brogdon, projected at 32.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 6,300 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 13% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 21% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 60% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. And a 6% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So that's a 66% chance 2/3 of the time to hit 5 times value or more. So I like Malcolm Brogdon here at 6,300 FanDuel salary. And the stud that I like here at point guard is Luka Doncic, projected at 52.5 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.8 times value. He's 10,900 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Only a 2% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. Only a 5% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 22% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. A 42% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. And a 29% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. That's what you're looking for. One of those 60 plus games. So I like Luka Doncic here at 10,900 FanDuel salary. Okay, who do we have at the shooting guard position? I like Marcus Smart, projected at 30.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.3 times value. He's 5,700 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Only a 4% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 50% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 33% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. A 12% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 2% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So you're looking at a 47% chance for him to get you 5.3 times value or more. I love those odds, so I like Marcus Smart here at 5,700 FanDuel salary. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. we'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won. And then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy. And we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. I'm going to give you a value play here. I like Jordan McRae, projected at 21.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 4,100 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 29% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 54% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. You'll take that. That's the value zone. He only needs about 20 fantasy points to hit 5 times value. And then he has a 9% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points and a 9% chance to crush value and score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So this guy's got some major upside. So I like Jordan McRae here at 4,100 FanDuel salary. Okay, let's take a look at the small forward position. I like Gordon Hayward, projected at 33.2 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.4 times value. He's 6,200 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 9% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 30% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 48% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 14% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So that's a 62% chance for him to score 30 fantasy points or more and get you over 5 times value. So I like Gordon Hayward here at 6,200 FanDuel salary. Another small forward that I like is Kelly Oubre Jr., projected at 33.2 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.1 times value. He's 6,500 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 5% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 39% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 36% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 20% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So that's a 56% chance for him to get you 5 times value or more. So I like Kelly Oubre Jr. here at 6,500 FanDuel salary. Okay, who do we have at the power forward position? I'm going to give you a value play here. I like Frank Kaminsky, projected at 21.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 4,100 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. He has a 32% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 35% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. That's your value zone. Then he has a 32% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. So you're looking at a 68% chance for him to score 5 times value or more. So I like Frank Kaminsky here at 4,100 FanDuel salary. Okay, and one of the studs at the power forward position that I like is Jason Tatum, projected at 41.2 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5 times value. He's 8,300 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, so that's great. A 17% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 54% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. A 22% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. And a 7% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So he's got lots of upside. So I like Jason Tatum here at 8,300 FanDuel salary. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. So look, guys, I know there's not a lot of sports playing right now, but we are posting a daily cheat sheet for esports for the League of Legends contests, and we just added these new DFS tools for the NBA simulated slates. We're going to be updating our tools to help you pick the best players for these sim sports, and I think these tools are going to give you a big advantage. There's no human element here. This is a stats game. This is a math problem. This is where our tools can really help you identify the numbers, the percent chance these players are going to score within these point ranges. so you know what you're getting into with each pick. Okay, moving on to the center position. I'm going to start off with a value play here. I like Willie Cauley-Stein, projected at 21.5 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.3 times value. He's 4,100 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 30% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 52% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. And a 19% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. So you're looking at a 70% chance for him to get you 5 times value or more. I love those odds. So I like Willie Cauley-Stein here at 4,100 FanDuel salary. And the stud at the center position that I like is Clint Capella, projected at 38.8 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5 times value. He's 7,700 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 3% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 26% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 49% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. That's your value zone. Then he has a 21% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points and a 3% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like Clint Capella here at 7,700 FanDuel salary. Okay, let's take a look at this DraftKings showdown between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics. I like to start off these picks with giving you the top value play on the slate, and that's Robert Williams, projected at 15.3 fantasy points here tonight. That's 15.3 times value because he's only 1,000 DraftKings salary. Now he's got a lot of low-end risk here, but remember, he's minimum salary, so you'll take 15 fantasy points from this guy. He's got a 52% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, but then he has a 43% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points and a 4% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. You're going to need a value play on this slate to jam in those studs, so I like Robert Williams here at only 1,000 DraftKings salary. Now the other plays that I like on this slate are Marcus Smart, Giannis, Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker, Chris Middleton if you can fit him in. Lots of studs on this slate. That's why Robert Williams is a solid play at only 1,000 DraftKings salary. Of course, don't make him your captain. That's overkill. But stick him in there. Put a guy like Giannis in your captain spot. Then fill the rest of the lineup with studs. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck. Okay guys, if you're getting any value from this video, please hit that red subscribe button. We put out new fantasy basketball videos every single day. So if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification, you won't miss out on any of our new fantasy basketball and fantasy football videos. Tons of free stuff coming your way. It only takes a second, and it helps us push out more fantasy content for you guys to consume each and every day. It's because of you subscribers that make this possible. So thank you for supporting this channel. This is a quick reminder, you should be reading the comments of this video. We have some savvy basketball fans who watch these videos, and they often give great plays and call me out when my picks are wrong. Wisdom of the crowd is a great way to get a feel for what players the field likes in today's NBA slate. We also have a DFS tool that shows you what players our members like for today's slate, so you can come on in and check that out.